The wind carried the stench of rot through the jungle, wet bamboo, rusted wire, and the sweet sick smell of men too far gone to recognize themselves. Beneath the trees, shadows moved. Mud sucked at boots. Mosquitoes whined like static in the ears. And still, they crawled forward. A mile from the gate, one of the rangers whispered, "Don't even breathe too loud." The POWs had been prisoners for 3 years, and in a few hours, every last one of them would be dead, unless they got there first. Cabanatuan prison camp sat like a scab in the jungle north of Manila. Low huts, dirt paths, rusted fencing, and a guard tower that hadn't fired a warning shot in weeks. The war was closing in. Japan was losing, and their orders were shifting. No more prisoners. The men inside barely resembled soldiers. They weighed less than 100 pounds. Some had lost teeth. Some had lost memories. Dysentery ran through them like water. Malaria, too. The guards beat them for standing too slowly, for coughing too loudly, for nothing at all. Most of them were survivors of the Bataan death march, those who hadn't been executed, hadn't collapsed, hadn't died of thirst. Now, the order had come. Kill them before the Americans arrive. That left the Rangers with one night. They moved in through rice paddies, flat and dry, moonlight rolling off their helmets. There was no cover. The guards could see them at any moment. They crawled on their bellies for over a mile, faces pressed to dirt, hands trembling against the triggers of their rifles. Behind them came the Alamo Scouts and a band of Filipino guerrillas, quiet, armed, barefoot in the dark. At 7:40 p.m., the signal came. A P-61 Black Widow roared overhead, feinting a crash landing. The guards looked up. The Rangers stood, and the silence shattered. The first man through the gate took 2 shots to the chest. He didn't stop. Gunfire ripped through the camp. A grenade cracked a barracks door off its hinges. Prisoners screamed. Some cowered. Some reached for boots that weren't there. And some didn't move at all. They didn't believe it was real. The Rangers shouted through the smoke, "We're Americans! We're here to take you home." One man was too weak to sit up. He wept as they lifted him. Another tried to salute with a shaking arm, his hand more bone than flesh. They carried them out 2 at a time, dragging, lifting, anything to get them moving. Behind them, the jungle lit up. Japanese reinforcements were already closing in. The path out twisted through swamp and thicket. Men fell into ditches. Some had to be carried in carts pulled by carabao, groaning oxen stumbling over roots and stone. The guerrillas fought from the trees. Every few minutes a rifle cracked. Then silence. Some of them didn't make it back. Neither did Ranger Martin Horn. He was last seen holding off a patrol near the rear of the convoy. When they found his body the next day, his rifle was empty, but the others made it through. By morning, over 500 POWs had been freed. Some collapsed on the ground when they saw the trucks. Some laughed. Some just looked at the trees like they'd never seen green before. A few died on the way out. Too far gone. But they died free. No official battle medal was ever awarded for what happened that night. No monument was built in the jungle clearing, but for the men who came back from Cabanatuan, for those who lived through the death march, the beatings, the starvation, there was no doubt who saved them. The ghosts had returned, and they didn't come quietly. Thank you for listening to Last Post History. Subscribe for more true stories from the world at war.